Hello and welcome back to the When You're podcast, the podcast for when you're doing anything. Today we're talking about when you're in need of a nap. Now, let's start off by asking ourselves, what is a nap, right? Like we have to establish the rules of a nap versus like just sleeping. You know what I mean? Cuz a nap can turn into a sleep, but like what's the amount of time required for it to be like considered a nap? You know what I mean? So what is it? Like what is a nap? I have to say for myself, there has to be a certain time limit. So hold on. Let me just look up the accurate definition of what's a nap. Okay, so sleep lightly or briefly, especially during the day. Okay? A short sleep, especially during the day. All right, so there's no nighttime napping. You know, there's no nighttime of that. But like how long per se? So it can range. It can range from 15 minutes to 2 hours. You know, what's a nap? Like specifically a nap. Let's say I'm gonna do 3 hours. You can nap for 3 hours. You take a little nap at 12. You wake up at 3. You still got some time in the day, I guess, right? So, just a little. That 3 hour time frame is especially important because it just like it puts everything. Because it's supposed to be middle of the day. 3 hours is, I think, the most you can go with it. 4 is pushing it a bit. 4 is pushing it just a little bit, but 3 hours, I think 3 hours is good. It's steady. Now, when you're in need of a nap, all right? When you really have to, you just need to re-energize yourself. You need to get some of that strength. You need some sleeping beauty is what you really need. You really need to just take that nap so that way you're not grouchy, you're not mean, and you're not exhausted. So let's begin with some good silence. Just turn everything off. Put your phone away, put everything down. Just be in silence and close your eyes. That's how we're gonna move forward. So just take it easy, relax, close your eyes, and be silent as possible. And try not to have too many crazy thoughts or ideas. Just try to take in your surroundings, breathe, and then relax your shoulders, relax your arms, your legs, whatever. Just take it easy. Silence. And naps are kind of I don't want to say they're the most important thing, but like, you remember how in kindergarten or preschool, they used to give us nap time? Like that was, I remember they used to do that. And I'm not saying I hated it, but it was like, during the time, I don't feel like I was ready to nap. Does that make sense? Like, because I would show up to school, and then I would kind of just be like, yeah, cool, we're supposed to go to sleep. They would turn off all the lights, and they would be really quiet, and everybody would snuggle together. But like, and it probably, it's a great idea. Good idea. But for me, like as a kid, nap time would just kind of be like me pretending to just lay there and do nothing without actually like napping per se. Although I guess sometimes I did nap. Sometimes I did like struggle to wake up, or I'm like, can we just go a little longer, please? Like, what's going on here? I was having a nice nap, but you get a little rowdy. There's some rowdy moments, like after, like let's say after snack time. They used to give us snack time. I remember one time, because snack time and nap time are two fundamental parts in the classroom, right? So you do a little snack time, and then you get nap time. And then with nap time is like that after snack time feel. You know what I mean? And then nap time is like that pre kind of like rest before the teachers let you go outside for recess. So it was just to kind of calm you down, so that way you don't do anything like crazy outside, I think. Or was nap time before snack time, and then after snack time you would go outside and like go crazy with all the energy you had? It's bizarre. I don't even know if they do nap time anymore for kindergarten or preschool. But if they do, I bet you nap time now, as opposed to back then, is way more lit. It's way cooler. It's way more peaceful because you can play like ASMR. You can do like, because back when I was a kid, there was no ASMR. It was just silence. There was no calming piano. There was no calming guitar. There was no waterfalls. It was just straight up silence. And you know what? It worked for me, but I'm just saying, like, during the time then, there was no other option. But now there's more of like, you can set more of a mood. You can have it be a lot cooler, and that's nice, I guess. So anyways, a nap is midday. It can't be like a nighttime nap, and it can't be like a early morning nap, because then it's considered like part of your sleep schedule, sort of. So midday, you have it, you have a busy morning. You can take a nap midday, right? Like you can schedule that amount of time in. So let's say you only sleep 4 hours, right? Or maybe 5. 4 or 5 hours, right? So again, 4 or 5 is like the cutoff. That's like your allotted time to sleep. Then you kind of wake up, you get done with your morning stuff. So you can actually accomplish a lot in the morning, I find. Like you get a lot done in the morning, and then the rest of your day is pretty much yours. It's golden. It's cool, So you can go exercise, you can go ride your bike, you can go hang out with people, you can go skydiving, you can do any number of things. You can go for a run, you can go for a swim, you can go driving somewhere, and then you can come back, right? Like there's any number of goals you can accomplish early in the morning. And then that sets you up for the midday nap. This is what I'm trying to say, is that you start your day off early, you sacrifice some of your sleep, but then you'll get it back in the nap. 3 hours you get back in your nap, right? Now, am I saying this is right? No. Ideally, you would sleep 8 hours and then you wouldn't need the nap. But people be tired. And I feel that struggle. And I'm not gonna, even if you get that 8 hours sleep, you might still need that midday nap, but it might just have to be a little bit shorter. It might not be 3 hours long, but it might be 1 hour or 30 minutes or 45, So, and it also depends on like what happens that day. Like if you just have an early day, like let's say you have some appointment you have to go to early in the morning. Like let's say you just have a doctor's appointment early that day, or a dentist appointment, right? You just have to wake up early for that one thing, and then I guess immediately right after you just take a nap. You can come back and take a nap and then get ready for whatever other challenges come your way. But we have to think, right, is that like if you have an early day, you want to efficiently take care of whatever things responsibilities you have to get done early, so that way later on you can be at peace, you can relax. And the same applies to if you have like a midnight shift, or if you work late at night, right? Long nights. Let's say you stay up all night long doing a project or doing some sort of work, or maybe you just you got addicted to a new hobby, or you have something new that you're passionate about, right? And for some reason, like time just goes by, right? You don't even feel tired, but your body eventually catches up to you and is like, yo, we didn't get any sleep, and I'm not prepared for whatever we have to do in the morning. So you say, okay, let's just get let's get some caffeine in me. Let's get a cup of coffee. Let's take it easy. And then, everything else will catch up. Then we can take a nap later on in the day, maybe. Or, midday, right? But, I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm just saying when you're in need of a nap, these are the things that you can do. This is the way you can put it. So if you work late at night and work the midnight shift, like a lot of people do, some people do, definitely keep in mind, like, when you can get in those Z's, you know what I'm saying? And work. I'm saying is that, like, with work, sometimes you don't, I'm not saying it's okay to take a nap at work. But what I am saying is if you get, an extended period of time to go on lunch or take a break, nobody's going to stop you from taking maybe like a 5-minute relaxation moment. You know what I'm saying? Just a little something where you put your head down, maybe have some headphones, or maybe just try to, in the quietest place possible, you just close your eyes, relax, and then set an alarm so that way you don't sleep throughout the whole thing. But that's what I'm trying to say is when you're in need of it, try to find it. You can definitely find it. And also sometimes when we do these early morning activities or we stay up late at night, we tend to, at least for me, sometimes when I wake up really, really early, my stomach isn't necessarily super, super hungry. Because, like, maybe the night before I had like a midnight snack, like some cereal, So I won't necessarily be hungry. But then just before my midday nap, right? Or maybe like at a breakfast/brunch, you eat a big breakfast and you go into a food coma. Dude, those are the best naps. Those are the best naps, and everybody knows it. When you eat that, like, let's say you have like a egg breakfast burrito, right? With maybe like with some orange juice and whatever, right? Then after that, you knock out. And everybody agrees that if you knock out, you just chill, all right? You get into those food comas, those moments where it's just like, yo, I ate a little bit too much. And this has to be on like a nothing day. Because some days are working days. Some days are like you know what I mean? Like some days you have actual stuff you need to get done. And then there are days where it's like, I can put it off to tomorrow, or I can actually like wait a little bit, or I have nothing else going on. I could get ahead maybe, or I could take this time for myself, right? And it doesn't have to be burritos, or it doesn't have to be eggs or anything. You could do it with French toast. I'm just naming breakfast items at this point. You know what I mean? Just, you have a little bit of a food coma. And when you eat those breakfast foods, or sometimes when you wake up early, but you're not necessarily hungry, and then you put it off for a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, and then you actually get to eat, dude, that food coma, man, I'm telling you right now, it is beautiful. And when you're in need of a nap, it's probably best to have a big meal. Sometimes, because you just need the food to hold you back, right? I can't, sometimes when I have things to do, I have to force myself to like get up and work. You know what I'm saying? Like if I have to, let's say I have to mow the lawn or I have to cut the grass or whatever, right? But I eat, relatively before I have to go out there, I'm miserable because like my stomach's full and I can't really like digest properly. I'm just kind of like, dude, I'm so full and I don't even want to work. But you have to get it done. So then you're like regretting, man, I shouldn't have eaten now. I should have eaten after, or shouldn't have eaten earlier. Should have woken up. You know what I mean? You go through this whole list. But long story short, You do the food, you eat the food so that way you can go into that food coma and that way you can get that nap. That nap is what's beautiful. It's what's precious. And it's what everybody, it's what, it's one of those things in life that everybody can relate to. You have a good meal and then you take that fat nap and then you're just like, life is okay. Life is good. It reminds me of that Adventure Time scene where, spoilers for Adventure Time if you haven't watched it. If you haven't watched it, go look this clip up, all right? But Finn eats 2 sandwiches, right? He eats one sandwich quickly. And he eats two bites. He eats the sandwich. He pours himself some orange juice. He drinks it, right? Then he eats another sandwich, dude. He eats it and then he lays down and closes his eyes. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's it. And it could be French toast, pancakes. You can have some bacon and pancakes. Dude, that's another Adventure Time callback. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you're in need of that nap, I suggest maybe put off breakfast for a little bit, you know what I mean? Wait until like brunch time, which is like 11, 10, really 11 through 12 is brunch. But you can kind of put 10:30 till 12 in the brunch category. So overall, the nap sometimes can be better than real sleep. Sometimes, there are those moments after a long, long day, you just need to sleep, And it has to be at nighttime. You waited all day, you've been up all day, you've been working all day, you've been doing stuff relatively, you've just been going nonstop and you need some real sleep. But naps, on occasion, can be better than the real sleep. And this only counts, right? So naps, when I say 3 hours, like a nap is only 3 hours, I'm only counting the parts where you're really asleep. If you're still on your phone, if you're still like laying in bed, but you're on your phone, that's not you sleeping, or that's not you napping, all right? You may be relaxing, you may be taking it easy, you may be, resting a bit, right? But you're not fully napping. You're not getting full-on sleep, if that makes sense. So you can only count when you actually knock out, not when you are pretending to sleep. Does that make sense? So to sleep or to nap, really, we sometimes pretend to close our eyes and lay down, but then our mind wanders, right? And we kind of like are not in the mood to go to sleep or to nap. But when you finally do, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, snap, how long was I out? And then you realize, oh, it's actually been 2 hours, an hour, however long, right? That's when it really counts. It's not when you decide to lay down and close your eyes for the first time. It's when you lay down, close your eyes, and then you're not even consciously aware. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about naps is that it really is just the same way as sleep, but when you nap, it gives you that little bit of energy. It energizes you, right? Because it gives you the rest that your brain needs every now and then, but you're still kind of groggy, you're still kind of sleepy, which is what happens sometimes when we wake up. But what I'm trying to say is that midday, you still have the energy to go and do stuff, but you can also get drawbacks. So there's a gift and a curse with the nap, right? The gift is it could give you energy for the day. You're like, man, great nap. I'm ready to take on the next thing, you know what I mean? Or it can make you groggy and less excited to do the next thing. So it's like, I just had a great nap. I'm going to close my eyes and just go back to sleep again. But you can't. You have to get up and go. So now you're like cranky, you're a little angry, you're like, man, now I have to go out and work. You know what I mean? Nobody likes that. That's not what this is all about. And and the nap can also serve as a setup. So when you nap in the middle of the day, it can kind of get you ready to sleep better later. You know what I mean? So when you take a nap in the middle of the day, you're already in that comfort zone. You already know what has to happen for you to be as comfortable as humanly possible for yourself. So then when you wake up from your nap or whatever, when it's time for bed, when it's late at night and you're ready to go to sleep, then you can be like, all right, how did I do it when I was how did I do it in the middle of the day when I was really tired, when I was really sleepy? And then you try to remember that, and it prepares you for the next sleep so that way you can fully enjoy it. You can fully appreciate it. You don't make the same mistakes at night that you did in midday. Does that make sense? Anyways, naps are really just, it's a small break. It's a small break for you to rest, to close your eyes, take deep breaths, and just take it easy, all right? And the best naps, let me tell you, the best naps are the unexpected naps. Like the naps that you weren't even prepared for. But out of nowhere, you just find yourself waking up at a certain time of the day and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? I didn't even know. But then you're just like, oh man, that was great. That was beautiful. You know what I mean? Like those unexpected moments where you're just like, I wasn't planning on taking that nap, but my body told me I needed that nap. And then you're just like, thank you. I did need that. And now you're kind of like, all right, I'm ready. You know, you get a little pep in your stuff. You're like, great nap. Now, when you wake up, this is the crucial part. When you wake up from a nap, your surroundings immediately change. Everything goes different. Because especially those unexpected ones, because depending on the time of year, it could be really bright outside and then really dark, or it could be really bright outside and then it stays pretty bright outside. You get what I'm saying here? So let's say you have an afternoon nap from 3 to 6. If it's, during daylight savings times in the fall season or like in the winter time, you're probably going to go to sleep while it's still light outside, or you're probably going to nap while it's still light outside, and then you're going to wake up when it's dark. So now you're kind of like, oh snap, now it's nighttime again, right? But if you do it like it is now in the springtime or in the summertime, you go to sleep in the daylight and then you wake up in the daylight and you have more time to kind of get your stuff figured out. That's where this thing kind of shakes up a bit. But when you're in need of the nap, I'm just saying it's better to nap and then wake up with daylight than it is to nap and wake up with it dark outside. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Now, there are certain rules about napping. If you wake up, now this is crucial. If you wake up and you don't have some sort of random mark on you from maybe the couch you're sleeping on, the sofa, the chair, your bed or whatnot, right? Like that random little mark on your arm or on your shoulder or on your face or whatnot that shows that you took a nap and you didn't care where it was. Your body just told you, I need the rest. That, somebody just had a grade A nap. You just know it. Like you see those pictures of people posting themselves like, I just woke up from a nap, and everybody posts in the comments, they're like, yep. He definitely had the best nap possible. Shout out to you, man. That's how I want you guys to feel. I want you guys to know that from the bottom of my heart, you deserve that nap, that quality nap, where you just wake up with that random couch or bed print on your arm or whatnot, and you're just like, gosh, I don't even know how I got that, but you deserve it. You deserve that nap. Now, there was this one post I saw where a guy was going to take a nap, right? So he was like, he took a nap at like, I think it was 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right? So he went to sleep at 8 o'clock. Let's just say it was 7. He takes a nap at 7, wakes up, it's 8 o'clock, right? And he's like, all right, cool, 1 hour has passed. but actually it was the next day. So he slept for 25 hours. Do I believe this story? Maybe, possibly. I've never known anybody to sleep for 25 hours, right? But is it possible? Yes. Do I think it happened to him? No, because at some point he had to be hungry. He had to use the bathroom. Somebody had to check on him, hopefully. But for him, he said he slept 25 hours. Now that is wild. That is nuts. But what I will say is that has to be the greatest sleep in history if that story is true. I've never heard of anything like that. I don't even know if it's like possible. You know, I would like to try it, but I know at some point I would wake up and then just check my phone or whatever, which is not the way to do it. So but all I'm trying to say is that nap must have been crazy. And you know what? I always thought it was kind of funny because it was like, what if that guy had work? You know what I'm saying? What if he had like a job that he had to go to work the next day, but he slept completely through it? That would have been nuts. But anyways, long story short, when you're in need of a nap, schedule an allotted amount of time. You know, max is 3 hours, I think. 4 hours is pushing it a bit, but if you need it, go take it. Get into a food coma. That really helps. That helps out a lot. And just be prepared for the worst possible outcome. The worst possible outcome is that maybe you waste your day. But, we all have to live with our choices. So at the end of the day, when you're in need of a nap, take it. Take that nap. You deserve it, and I'm happy for you. All right? Rest up. And thank you guys so much for listening. I'll catch you guys all next time. Thank you.